All right. What's up, y'all? We back. This is Sugar and Spice, where we talk about all things life and answer all your questions about what's going on in your personal lives, the Black community, pop culture, and world news. I am Robin.
And I'm Chelsea.
And let's get right into it.
All right. Calm down. What's crack-a-lackin'?
What's cracking is we got to figure out who is going to be Sugar and who is going to be Spice.
Well, I'm going to be nice and let you pick.
You going to let me pick?
Yeah, because, like 5 episodes in, you've complained. So it's last episode, I let you pick. This episode, I'm going to let you pick again.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick Sugar again.
Okay. You feeling a little nice?
I'm feeling nice.
A little sweet?
It's been a lot of celebrations going on these last couple days and weeks. So I'm just in a celebratory, nice, good, sugary mood.
That's what's up. So by default, guys, your girl Chelsea is bringing the spice.
And I want to see the spice.
Well, I mean, some of these questions and topics we got later on, I'm pretty sure my thoughts are not going to be
very nice.
They're not going to be nice.
All right. So how's it been going with you the last couple of weeks?
Well, this past week, I started back class. So, yeah, this is week 3 of my second to last class. Mm-hmm. So that is wrapping up for me tomorrow. So I'm halfway through this class, and then I have one class left after this. So I'm pretty excited.
And that's it?
I'm at the final leg of this graduate school journey. So trying to get back accustomed to school, because although I only had 2.5 weeks off, I think I milked that to the
well, that's what you're supposed
fullest, to do. Because when Tuesday came, I was like, man, for real?
Yeah,
I got to get back to this. But I mean, I got back in the groove. I'm actually trying to get ahead on assignments because I'm going to New York this next coming weekend. So my next couple of weekends are actually going to be very, very busy. Yeah. So it's a trip celebrating a friend's 40th birthday.
Oh, the big 40.
Mm-hmm. And then the following weekend is my birthday and a friend's bachelorette party. So I have
busy.
Yeah. Last couple of weekends are going to be pretty busy. But that's really it. And this was my first full week of work as well.
Yeah.
But that's gonna change because this week won't be a full week and the following week will not be a full week either. So yeah, that's really it. That's all that's going on in my world. I have not too much cracking. So what about you?
I don't have much cracking either. I got back to work. I did that. And it was not like sometimes you think you go back to work, it's going to be like, I'm just going to like transition my way in like slowly. But no, it was pedal to the metal as soon as I got back. So I'm still kind of a little bit behind now. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably be working after we finish recording. So just trying to get back into the swing of things of like having some real work that I got to do. Because like last year and by the end of the year, the itis was heavy on me and I really wasn't doing much.
Yeah.
So I'm paying for it now. But just getting back into the swing of things with work. And then, it's my son's 3rd birthday this past week.
Yes. So happy birthday, little man.
Oh, yeah. Happy 3rd birthday. So just been celebrating him pretty much all week.
He'll get a gift at some point. I thought I was going to have that today. Obviously, I was not prepared.
He's good. He's got plenty of gifts.
Oh, no.
So.
Auntie Chelsea's going to give the child a gift.
Yeah. So we just been celebrating him and having his little classroom parties, his house parties, his little outside of the house activities.
Oh, he's just had a whole week of festivities.
Oh, yeah. And every day he's like, what does he be saying? Saying, I want my birthday again. It's like, you already had your birthday. Your birthday is over. It's like, no, it's my birthday. So.
Hey, milk it. Milk it, kid. Milk it.
Yeah, and he has. So we finally got him to start saying he's 3 because for the longest he was like, no, I'm 2. And we're like, no, baby, you 3. I'm 2.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
But he understands now that he's a year older. So it's been good. And yeah.
Your son and my uncle actually share the same birthday.
Oh, really? That's sweet.
Yes.
So that's really about it. So
Nothing else going on?
no, my social life is starting to wind down. Thankfully, I'll get a break. So like the next couple weeks, I'm like chilling and I'm looking forward to not having.
So ours has been opposite because this weekend and the weekend before has been relatively chill for me. And as I just mentioned, the next 2 weekends for me are going to be pretty busy with the trip and my birthday and a friend's bachelorette party. So yeah, I'm going to be pretty busy. And in the midst of that, I have exams and final papers and all that going on. So yeah, that's my life.
Yeah, you be turning up and I'll be turning down. So. And that's just what that is right there.
So nothing else. Nothing else. Okay. Well, I'm happy that we are finally getting back to a special part of our show. Yes. We've kind of, I don't want to say disregarded, but we haven't touched base on this in a while. So I'm very, very, very happy and well pleased to announce a Melanin Spotlight today. And today's Melanin Spotlight is going to go to my friend Lori and her cousin Keita. They just recently launched their podcast. It's called Anxiety is a Mother.
All right now. That title says a lot.
It does. They are currently 3 episodes in, and I just want to say congratulations on launching. I know that we've had some talks about trying to figure out like, how do you start a podcast? How do you do it? And just to be able to kind of share a little bit of what I've learned on my journey with them has been pretty cool because we've had people helping us.
Right.
So to
pay it forward.
Yeah, just being able to pay it forward. So Lori and Keita, I am very proud of you guys.
Congratulations.
Ladies. You can follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Anxiety is a Mother, and that is spelled Mutha.
Yes.
And they are currently listed on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio.
All right now, you go, girls.
I can't wait to do a collab episode in the coming weeks.
All right. Black girls sticking together.
Yes. And you just recently met them.
I did. I did. So I'm excited for the collaboration, and I'm excited to listen to your podcast, and I'm so happy for you girls to get it together.
Yes, and I like the concept of their podcast.
Especially coming from, Black women.
Yes, and just to hear women talk about depression, anxiety, and just all the things that we go through, the triggers that we experience and just our everyday life challenges and experiences. And I think it's a great way to help break that stigma in our community about mental health and depression and anxiety and any other mental health issues that we face, because it's definitely a stigma in our community.
It sure is.
Kudos to you ladies. I'm super proud. And I can't wait to work with you guys in the future. And I'm just excited to see what happens with your podcast.
Yes, same here. All right. All right. Now that we've done that and got our little good out the way, we're going to transition this episode on over to giving back to the audience. I know we've had a lot of people that's been asking about when are we going to get back to the sugar and spice advice, and we've just been so caught up in our conversations, we hadn't really had time to get to y'all, but we have not forgot about y'all.
So this episode is dedicated to y'all.
All your questions that you have, well, not all of them.
No, not all. We selected a few. Okay.
We're going to get back to sugar and spice advice today and give you guys what you want. So
let's get right on
into it.
You got the first question or scenario?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll just read it. So listener number 1, the question is sexual attraction more important than emotional connection? Okay. She says, I have always had a hard time having crushes because I always like the guys who have no interest in me. Now I'm liking this really sweet and cute guy who's a little more shy, but we texted and he seems to be interested in me as well. The thing is that I know I like his personality and he's cute, but I don't feel attracted to him physically. I'm not really turned on by him, so I don't... Why are you laughing?
Because I'm getting my thoughts together.
Okay. I'm not really turned on by him, so I don't know if I actually want to date him. And I'm not sure if I should keep going with this, then to realize that I'm not into kissing him or going for more with this guy. I also don't want to hurt his feelings by rejecting him after I've already showed interest in him first. What should I do? Auntie Chelsea.
Auntie Chelsea? Why am I being called Auntie Chelsea? Where is that coming from? Where's the auntie coming from? Like, I was about to say I'm nobody's auntie, but I am.
Yeah, Sister Chelsea.
That sounds like an old church lady, and I'm not an old church lady, so
Lady Chelsea.
Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm not Lady Chelsea. I'm not Sister Chelsea. I am an auntie, but do not call me Auntie Chelsea ever again. Okay, so my thoughts are, I think sexual attraction and emotional connection are kind of equally important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that you should just go based off sexual attraction alone, because that's not good advice. But I do think that it's important.
Right.
If you're not attracted to whoever, I mean, you really can't move forward. It's not one of those things you can kind of
you can't just brush that under a rug and act like it's not fair.
And you can't force yourself to become attracted or physically or sexually attracted to somebody. Right. It's either there or it's not. Mm-hmm. So I think that they are equally important. This person says, I'm not sure if I should keep going with this. You shouldn't. Mm-hmm. You're having all these doubts already. Mm-hmm. You say you don't want to hurt his feelings by rejecting him, but think about if you continue to feed into this dynamic, this relationship, dating him, you're only wasting his time, and ultimately you're wasting your time too. Okay. And that will hurt him more than you telling him now that, you know what, I'm not interested. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to be rude or ugly about it. You can just politely say you're not interested in moving forward, and that's just that. Yeah.
That's all your feedback?
That's it.
Okay, so for me, is sexual attraction more important than emotional connection? Just to answer the question right off the bat. I agree with Chelsea. I think they're equally important. I don't think you can have a good, healthy, solid relationship without both of those components. Mm-hmm. Now, you always have a hard time because the cute guys you like don't have interest in you, and now you're kind of, whatever, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you say, like, he's cute, and you like his personality, and
I guess she's trying to feel like she's not shallow. It's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, but okay, that's great. You don't have to be shallow. Him being cute and him having a good personality, great. He makes a great friend. There's nothing wrong with having a good friend in a person. But if you're not sexually attracted to him, how are you going to be able to build your relationship? Like, because like you said, I mean, like, you don't want to be trying to kiss him and be like, ugh. Yeah. Like, that.
Like, just the little acts of intimacy. Yeah. Like, hugging, kissing, cuddling, mm-hmm. all that. Like, if you get mm-hmm. negative thoughts just from those things,
it's just not.
It's not going to go any further.
I don't think it's going to work. But do you think that sexual attraction is something that can grow over time once you continue to build a relationship with somebody? Because I've seen that happen.
I would say it could happen. Now, has that been my experience? Yeah. No.
But I've seen it happen.
But it could happen.
But I don't know that it's worth her just like really trying to pursue a relationship if she knows up front. But she wants to. That's why it's kind of... Yeah. Because I have seen where it's like, well, I'm not really sexually attracted to this guy, or he's not really my type. But because their personalities are so good, they mesh so well, he becomes more attractive mm-hmm. to her.
It could happen.
Or him, like, over time.
It can happen, but
first thoughts are just like,
my first thoughts is just be friends. Mm-hmm. And if it just happened to go that far or develop that way
as you're exploring your friendship,
then cool. But if you kind of already know, like right now, that you're not sexually attracted to this man,
right?
Don't waste your time. Just cut out the dating part. If you think that a friendship can still be in place, then have that friendship. And if that friendship over time just turns into something, a relationship, and you find your sexual attraction building, then you by all means explore it. Yeah. But right now, don't waste your time. Don't waste his time.
And I say don't worry about rejecting him either, because rejection is just a part of life and it's a part of dating. It just happens. You may have shown interest in him, and that's fine. A lot of people show interest in people initially, and then as things
time
continue,
grows, you learn that you're not
compatible,
or that you're not really all that interested, or it's just not.
And that's perfectly okay. That's fine. And he'll learn how to move on. You'll learn how to move on.
Right. Just don't let it drag out.
Yeah.
Don't let it drag out.
Yeah.
Longer than what it needs
to. And stop sending signals.
Wait, she was sending signals?
No, I'm just saying because she's saying that she's showing interest in him. Okay. So I kind of pull back on that if you don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't want it to pursue. So
absolutely. So yeah, don't waste your time and don't waste his.
No.
That's straightforward as we can get.
All right, question number 2.
Is moving in with your boyfriend or getting a place together a no-go? If not, is there a certain time frame that it's appropriate? Robin.
Is moving in with your boyfriend and getting a place together a no-go? My initial thought is to say, yes, it's a no-go. But I realize there's a caveat to this because I want to put like age barriers around it. Because if you're older, say you're an older person and you're like in your 40s and you have a boyfriend, you may not want to get married again. But does that mean that you can't like build a life together and like live together? As a younger person, I would say no. I just wouldn't want to live with a boyfriend, period. I didn't live with my husband before we were married, and I wouldn't go back and I wouldn't change it. I feel like you shouldn't do it. And okay, if it's not a no-go, is there a certain time frame that's appropriate? No, there's no time frame that's appropriate.
Okay, that's coming from the married half of Sugar and Spice.
Well, no, I will say, like, if you're engaged, see, this is the thing, because a lot of people say that they wish they had lived with the person before they got married, but that way they can see, like, get a true feel of how things are going to be. But I feel like you can do that without actually living with the person. You're going to spend tons of time with each other, at each other's places over and over again. You can see those habits. You can see, if you're really like been dating this person, you can see all those things about a person, and you're going to know whether you live with them or not.
And they're not just going to just all of a sudden just
be completely different.
Voila.
Yeah.
You thought you were getting this version of me. Now you're getting this version. No, the signs and all the signs and
are already there.
They're already there.
You know if somebody's messy. You know if somebody doesn't cook. You know if somebody whatever. There's more examples than that, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head. But I mean, you're with this person every day. You kind of have
if someone doesn't handle their finances well, you know that they're like you said, that they're messy, that they don't. That they don't steward well over what they have. Like, these are things that you can see as you are in a relationship with someone growing together. So my thoughts on this as a single person, there is no time frame that is appropriate. Like, I would move in with a boyfriend. Yeah. I'm not moving in with a fiance. If I'm not Mrs. Whoever, we're not moving in together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no. That's just my thoughts on that.
So why would you not want to move in with your boyfriend?
I have different kind of perspectives on this. One, biblically speaking, that's just not what God has called us to do when it comes to shacking up, as the old people say. And then two, I personally have not seen shacking up or boyfriend and girlfriend living together where that actually truly worked. Mm-hmm. And when I say
I've seen
work,
it once. Yeah,
I mean, you're kind of already getting
everything.
You're getting everything from a person before they make you their wife. So why, like, what incentive does he have to make me his wife if I'm already giving him all these wifely things out of me and I'm not even a wife? No, you are to be a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then if you move to the engagement phase,
yeah,
and then you move to the wife phase. And I personally am not I don't knock anyone that chooses to do that, but for me, no. Like, I just see so many things kind of going wrong with it. People say, oh, you, like you said, I got to see how they live. I got to see how they do this. What's the relationship for? Mm-hmm. If you're dating this person, that's all that time that you're spending together and trying to get to know this person, you're seeing.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't get the concept of like why people feel the need to, I need to live with them first.
I guess people say that because I don't know. I guess people are worried about somebody putting on a facade. Like, now, if you live with somebody, you cannot be somebody else like 24/7. Mm-hmm. You have to be, at some point, you're going to get comfortable and be your true self. Whereas if you're just visiting a person, you can put on airs for a short period of time because you only have to do it for like a couple hours. And then you can go back home to your raggedy place. There's dishes everywhere, clothes on the floor, whatever it is. So maybe that's what it is. But
I mean, I guess I just don't see the upside to it. Like,
you can see that you don't really like the way this person does things, and it's not.
But I feel like you can see that in a relationship.
On the relationship side, but then outside of like the relationship and how you guys actually function together in the real world, I don't know. It can become an issue. If you're not, like, if you realize that somebody is really messy and you're not that way, that can become a problem in your relationship.
Oh yeah, that you don't
have. Yeah, that you don't have. And if you guys don't have the tools necessary, or if you're not even willing to like be flexible and work on that, then it can destroy a relationship.
I think on that aspect, where you're thinking about things that could actually truly be worked through, one, for me, I got to know we're meant to be together. Mm-hmm. So if God hasn't told me that we're supposed to be together, then none of that really matters. Two, relationships, it requires growing constantly. Mm-hmm. You're changing, he's changing. Your interests are going to change. Your interests might change. His interests might change. You have outside factors that can affect your relationship or just how you're functioning on a day-to-day basis. And then just relationships take work. Mm-hmm. They take compromise. They, sacrifice, like, and a willingness. Because if there's no willingness to grow, evolve, please the other person, whatever, then you really don't have nothing concrete anyway. Mm-hmm. So
I agree. But I think that's where the hiccup comes, where people want to fully live together. But I just say, you ain't got to live together, man. Just stay over it. Like, spend a week with somebody maybe.
Yeah.
And kind of see. You can get all kind of tests.
Because, I know, like, my friends that are married, I don't think, with the exception, most of y'all didn't live with y'all's husband until marriage.
Right.
But I know y'all to have spent weekends together or maybe a week he was at your place or a week you're over there. So you are getting to see how someone lives and operates and function. I just don't think you have to. And then really too, me, like, I like my space. Mm-hmm. So we're just dating. Like, No, go home. Yeah. Like, we hung out. We spent time together. We spent the weekend together. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been real.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. No.
I still kind of put that caveat on it. Like, for the older people, it's like, if you're older and I don't know, because I feel like if I was 40 years old, 50 years old, and I got a boyfriend and I really don't want to get married again or whatever.
No, if you don't want to get married or you just don't, like, if that's not your thing, then okay.
It's like, I want to be with you, but I don't want to get married. I don't really want to go through that whole legal paperwork and all that
that's
stuff
not
again.
Your thing, hey,
then sure, we can live together.
But for those people that are really trying to date intentionally and you're like, you want marriage, you want all this, like, I'm not gonna I can't tell you what to do. But whatever your decision is, be smart about your decision. And
no, it's not necessary to move in with somebody to really see their true character and who they are and how they operate. If there are red flags there, you know what they are before you move in with a person. You have a sense. So you don't have to use that as a crutch.
There's just there's so many things just that we ignore because we want to ignore them.
Exactly.
You know, something that we may not even think is a big problem.
Yeah.
Is actually a big problem.
Yeah.
Like, something that we noticed early on, like, oh, that ain't really such a big deal.
I think they even know it's a big deal, but they just don't. They just want to get past the finish line, thinking that once they make it past the finish line and they're married, then that's going to fix everything.
Oh, well,
I think that happens a lot.
Marriage don't fix nothing. If your foundation is terrible to start with, like, just because you get married, don't mean that everything is going to be.
It just magnifies. Yeah, I feel like
everything is not going to be a fairy tale. Like, it's not going to just magically turn into a fairy tale. If anything, it's going to magnify all the problems, all the issues, the shaky foundation, the lack of trust, the lack of communication,
right?
I really don't like you, but I'm just doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the reasons that people stay together or whatever. So we kind of just went on a little rant. But to answer your question, listener, too, Chelsea personally does not think that it is appropriate. And was this a younger person? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was a younger person. No, girl.
Yeah, I agree. Especially for the younger people, there's no need. I don't think it's appropriate to live together. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do.
Correct.
But I feel like you already know what you want. Now, what about? I'm sorry. Okay. What about people who are trying to do it from a financial standpoint? Where it's just like they're going to get married anyway, and it's just easier for them, or it's more financially feasible for them to just go ahead and move together. So that if
that works for them, I mean, do what you do. My thought process, because this is what I would personally do. Like, I do not have any intentions of moving with a man until I'm his wife. So, but everybody else, I can't tell you what to do. This is your life. You operate it how you best see fit. All I can really say is make sure you think your thoughts through, that you're not just doing stuff and making careless decisions and all that. Like, because don't waste your time.
Right. And here's what I say to the people who are doing it for financial reasons is, so what? You move together, you're doing it because it's cheaper, it's easier for you guys financially, you can save more money, whatever it is, it's not so much of a strain on you, but you lock yourselves into this lease or this mortgage with a person that you're not married to, and the relationship goes sour, then what happens?
Exactly.
Now you're trapped in a lease together, somebody's credit's going to get screwed up, it's just a whole bunch of assets and things that you're going to have to try to sort out later, and that's a bigger pain.
Right.
When you can just figure it out.
And it just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't take moving in to really get to know somebody. Like, I just feel like you have wisdom, or you should have wisdom.
You should.
Discernment.
You should. I think discernment is the biggest thing. Some people don't have that.
Yeah, no, people don't have that. But these are things you should have. And that you should be using. And no.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any excuse you can use. Any reason that you would give yourself to make moving in with somebody make sense can be rebut it.
It could be. Yeah, there's a counter argument for really any scenario in that situation. So, yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah, it's a no for me too.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right. So the next person.
Listener number 3.
How long and often is reasonable to want to spend with your significant other? I am only seeing my guy for 1 hour a week.
Okay.
And it never seems like enough.
Well, it's not.
I always feel like I am bugging him, disrupting his schedule, or being clingy or selfish if I want to be around him. But he's really the only person I enjoy being around. We have only been together for a year, but is it unreasonable for me to want to spend more time than what has been our standard? And how much time do most people spend together?
Okay. There are so many things wrong.
Everything is wrong.
In this situation. Okay. First and foremost, you're only seeing your boyfriend for 1 hour a week, and you're saying, and it never seems like enough. It's not enough.
That is 0 time. That is no time. You're not seeing your boyfriend at all, as far as I'm concerned.
An hour a week, and y'all been together for a year?
Yeah.
You're not bugging him. You're not disrupting his schedule. You're not being clingy, and you're not being selfish for wanting more of his time.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I just did the math. So 1 hour a week for a year.
1 hour
so
a
that's
week.
52 hours a year she's seeing her guy. Most people work 40 hours a week. So she's, oh my God, like, she's seeing like her boyfriend for like 1 work week and some change.
Okay, first of all, let me put out a disclaimer right now. Okay. Robin and I are probably not the people that you should seek advice from. We don't mean to laugh at your situation.
Not at all, but come on.
When I read some of these questions and some of the things that people are going through out here, I'm just like, what?
Right. It's real life. I mean, that's why y'all are writing in, but bless
so
your heart.
I do want to apologize for laughing, because I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah.
But the fact that you even have to question yourself, saying, am I being too clingy or being selfish? Am I disrupting his schedule? Am I bugging him? No, girl.
And why do you, okay, she says she feels like but why do you feel that way? Is he giving you signs that you're bugging him or disrupting him or being clingy? Or is this just in your head? In your head. Because if he's giving you the energy that you wanting to spend more than an hour of time with him is bugging him, that's a problem within itself.
Absolutely.
What kind of relationship are you going to have with the person where you spend no time with them, and the time you do spend with him,
you can't nurture that relationship to grow? Like, really, truthfully, y'all don't have a relationship.
You don't. I don't even know if you have a friendship at this
point.
Point.
Like, you don't have a relationship. You really don't have a friendship. I mean, what are y'all doing? Texting and talking all the time?
Yeah, and she didn't make any mention of that.
Because... And even then, texting and talking can only go so far. You need that face-to-face contact.
And is this a long distance relationship? Because then I can kind of see why spending an hour a week may be the only thing. But even then, if it's long distance, if you come in to spend time with them, it's gonna be more than an hour.
I'm thinking you would be scheduling weekends, or you took a week off.
So even people in long distance relationships see their boyfriend more than you do.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, and so you say, how long and often is reasonable to want to spend with your significant other? I personally think that varies from person to person, and relationship to relationship.
There's no
set standard on that. It's really what works for those two people.
But with that being said, both parties in the relationship should want to spend time with each other. Whatever amount that ends up being, it should be something that they both want to do.
Right. Yeah.
And in this scenario, it sounds like only one person is wanting to spend time with the other.
Yeah. Is it unreasonable for me to want to spend more time than what has been our standard? No, it is not unreasonable. you should definitely be spending more time together.
Yes.
I really just want to know why it's only been an hour. I wish that you would have given us a little bit more insight to that, so that we can kind of touch base on that underlying issue. But just based off the little bit of information that you have provided to us, this is not acceptable. And you really shouldn't be accepting this. And the fact that this has been going on for a year, I'm almost concerned to, like, what are your, like, I know you feel something is wrong because you're asking us questions, but like, what are your personal standards for a relationship? Right. Like, what do you desire out of the relationship? Like, how much time do you want to spend with your significant other, whoever that is? You know what I'm saying? Just fill in the blank. So the fact that you're even kind of questioning this, it lets me know that you know something is wrong. Yeah. But I have to question, like, where is your head, and why have you allowed this to go on so long?
So how do you think she should move forward?
They need to have a conversation. Yeah. Like a serious conversation. This is not no over the phone conversation. This is not a text conversation. This is, we're sitting down face to face, and we're about to explore this. Yeah. For real. This needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think you need to bring it up. I'm surprised that you let this go on for a whole year.
That's why I said I have to know, like, what's going on in her head, and what has caused her to allow this to go on. Because even in the quote unquote talking phase, if I see some things starting to shake up or things start to change or dwindle or something, I'm addressing it.
Yeah. It just sounds like she doesn't want to be a bother to him, and she feels like,
no, girl,
bringing it
but
up.
You're suffering.
Right, exactly.
You're suffering on the inside.
And your relationship isn't growing or blossoming. So you definitely need to sit down and talk to him and see what the problem is. What's the disconnect? Why can't we spend time together? Or maybe just ask him. Maybe, I don't know, maybe... Are you asking to spend time with him, or are you just kind of going along with whatever happens?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't know. But I guess whatever his response is will kind of let you know what you need to do if you're in a relationship or not.
And she's also asked us, how much time do most people spend together?
I think it just varies.
It varies.
But it's more than an hour.
It's definitely more than an hour. I mean...
I think that's all you need to know. Child, it's more than an hour.
Yeah, and I think the motivation with seeing each other comes from, I want to see you, he wants to see me. And however we can make that happen, that's what we're going to do to make that happen. So 1 week, maybe we may get to see each other a couple of days out that week. The following week may only be 1 day, but we're definitely spending time together and working to spend, like, your relationship can't grow and function with no
time.
It's completely different, in scenarios where the person is military, so you do have all this time away.
That's completely different.
Or like you said, a long distance relationship, and your significant other travels a lot for their job, so your time off the bat is already very limited. Yeah. But even then,
when you do have time with each other, it's gonna be
more than an hour. So I just can't really wrap my head around this 1 hour thing. You are accepting well below what you should be accepting.
Agreed.
And you should definitely have a conversation with your guy and
decide how you want to move forward. Yeah.
So, nope, you're not bugging him. You're not disrupting his schedule. You're not being clingy, and you're not being selfish for wanting more time spent with your boo.
Agreed. All right.
We have one more question. And this was just a generic question that I received from someone. So listener 4 asked me, why do people think that the grass is always greener on the other side? So this is not directly tied to a specific area of life. This is just in general. I guess people tend to think that the grass is always greener on the other side. So why do you think that is?
I don't know. Just because it's something new, something unexplored, something they don't know anything about, and they're unhappy, or something with their current situation is rubbing them the wrong way, and they feel like somebody else can do it better, or something else, whether it's a person or a job or whatever it is. they're just not happy with where they are, and they just feel like anything is better than what they have at the current moment. And I think a lot of people take what they have for granted, not really realizing the blessing that they have in front of them until they step outside of it and get a real dose of reality. Like, the grass is not always green. Sometimes it may be. That's not to say that it never is, but
my thoughts on this is the grass really even greener on the other side?
It can be.
I feel like what's for somebody else is for them. Mm-hmm. And what's for you is for you, and it can't miss you unless you're not doing what you need to do to obtain those things. So, for example, people want a marriage, but a marriage is not just a fairy tale. Mm-hmm. It's work, it's compromise, it's sacrifice. I mean, like, what you get, you also have to maintain. Yeah. So a lot of people think because you get something, that's it. Like, right. You have to maintain whatever it is that you're desiring or that you're wanting. So you can't just want something without maintaining it and putting in the work to keep whatever it is that you're even want in the first place, whether that is a job, whether that is a significant other, whether that's you want your finances to get better, whether you want to travel, whatever it is. Like, but the comparison is the thief of joy. So let's start with that. When you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you are subtracting from yourself. Like, I'm not saying that you can't use other people as inspiration, because if you're not surrounded by people that kind of inspire you and push you, and I don't want to say doing better than you, but everybody in your circle and around you should be out here killing it or trying to do what it is what they're called to do. But if you're just like sitting on Instagram and you see, relationship goals, you don't know what's going on
in real life
with that couple.
Right.
They can be posting their picture on vacation and be
while
miserable
living
at home.
in 2 different houses.
Right. And be miserable at home.
Right.
Some of this stuff can really just be for show. And so I really don't necessarily in that aspect think the grass is greener on the other side, because something that you want, something that you desire, like, that takes work to maintain, whatever it is. Like, you get to one level of elevation that requires a different level of work, a different level of dedication, a different level of sacrifice, compromise, hustle, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I do think there are scenarios where the where the grass can be greener on the other side. And you can just look at it like, just even from a work job perspective. You may have one job and things are not going a certain way, and you may have a fear of like stepping out of that because you think, well, maybe it's not so much better over there. But in reality,
in situations
if
like
you
that,
do, then the grass may be greener. Like, the job that you're in is not meant for you, and the next one is. It's just it's a better atmosphere, is more pay, is more aligned with your goals and what you want to do and your skill set. Just in those situations. Yeah. Even in relationships, sometimes. I think
when I hear this question, though, and I think
you're thinking about somebody comparing with somebody else,
their life or their situation with to somebody else, because that's generally how we use this comment.
Well, I don't know. I hear it in relationships too, where they're with somebody and they think the grass is greener on the other side with another person.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, just
with another person, not based on what somebody else has. So, like, they're with a guy who is like cheating on them or whatever, and they see some other man over there and they think, oh, well, maybe he's better for me, but then he may not be. He may be just a cheating dog too. So, I mean, I don't know. Some people just don't want what they have. Well, they just don't know what they have, I think. And that's why you have like the wife swap shows, and I'm sure there are many other shows where people like swap things and they get to see firsthand how good they really have it, and learn to appreciate that. Because, I mean, the road is not always going to be easy. There's all, like you said, you have to work
I don't
to
think
maintain.
The road and a lot of things won't ever just be easy.
It's
and it's something that's always too easy, and you have to question. I almost have to question, like,
is this real?
Yeah. And that's with kind of anything. I mean,
yeah.
Because that's when you always appreciate something more, when you had to like really work towards it or sacrifice. Like somebody can give me somebody can give you a gift and you appreciate it and it's great. But then there's like a different level of appreciation for something when you worked for it and you went through blood, sweat, and tears to obtain it or to reach a goal or whatever. Like, the sacrifices you made to get to that point. So.
Now, I totally agree with you as far as like comparing yourself to what somebody else has, because you just never really know what the other person's real reality is. You only know what they put out there and what they want you to think or what they want you to perceive them as, but the truth behind it could be something totally
different. And somebody could really be doing well and living their best life and all that, but even still, like, whatever it is someone has, they're maintaining it. Like, people just see this picture, but they don't see all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on with having to get whatever, having a baby, having a marriage, having a house. Like, oh, I want a house. Okay, great. But do you have what it takes to maintain a house? Because if something go wrong in that house, you can't call the apartment maintenance guy. Right. You can't call the apartment maintenance guy and say, hey, my refrigerator went out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's coming from your check.
This is stuff that's coming from you. Like, so you just have to think about those kinds of things. I think a lot of times not me personally, but just people in general, just see something and they think it's so easy. Like, they just think that this person may have snapped their fingers and got this or whatever. And that is not the case. And no, this is not reality.
Yeah.
And even if somebody's doing good in all the right ways, like, you don't know what they're sacrificing and what they're giving up or
what they had to go through to get there.
And like I said, their blessing is their blessing. And sometimes, like you said, them situations may not even be blessed. You know what I'm saying? So that's
just worry about your own lawn. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Focus on your lawn. Make sure it's well manicured and nicely watered.
And if you're trying to do something and like you're trying to work towards a goal or you're trying to switch it up, like, research.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Like, if you can't tap the people around you and be like, hey, I'm interested in this, or I'm trying to do this, or I'm thinking about switching careers, or you know what, I need a little bit of advice on how to get my finances better. Like, if you can't look at the people around you and seek advice and counsel from them, then that's a problem right there. So that's how I feel about that situation.
All right. Does that wrap it up for
that wraps it up for our advice segment today.
I think that pretty much makes up for the episodes that we missed.
It was just a couple of episodes in which we didn't have a chance to address our listeners and provide advice on their questions and situations and things that y'all are going through. So we definitely appreciate y'all sending us your questions and your thoughts and your scenarios. And again, be careful what you send us, because our responses may not be what you want.
Yeah. We're just going to keep it
as real and honest and as raw as we possibly can. So, but please know that whatever we're saying is truly coming from a good place, even if it's not the answer you're looking for.
Yeah. So if you guys have any more questions, please go ahead and send us your questions to thesugarthespice@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us on social media on our Instagram page at sugarandspice_podcast, or any other platform that you check us out on. And I'm also curious about the listeners who heard the messages and letters today. If you guys have any advice or feedback that you'd like to pass along to these wonderful people, please share your advice and your comments, because we're just two people. So, I mean, how we view things may be completely different from how the rest of the world, views things.
Absolutely.
And hearing advice from more people may help somebody come to a better conclusion for what's best for them. So go ahead and send us your thoughts in the comments below, or, well, say below. In the comments on our page, or an email, or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay. As you all know, we like to close out the show with our super sweet segment Everything Nice, where we want to leave you all with something positive to do throughout the week, and really just to apply to your everyday life, not just for the week, but to truly apply to your life. So my Everything Nice for this episode and this week is try something new. Whatever that is. You can try a new food, a new ice cream, a new restaurant, a new activity. Just try something new. Try something that you haven't tried before. Just open your mind to new experiences, because there's just so much in life to explore, and you really can learn a lot about yourself when you're trying something new outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So that's my Everything Nice.
Okay. And my Everything Nice is just to splurge. It's probably not very good advice.
That's the opposite of what I'm trying to do right now.
I just say treat yourself, like buy something that you want without feeling guilty about it. I've done this. I just did this.
Oh.
Because it's like I've been wanting something, but like it's carries a hefty price tag, and of course I have like financial responsibilities. I have a whole house, I have kids, we have a husband. So sometimes you feel guilty about spending so much money because you're taking it from your household and things that need to be done. And some things may get put on a back burner, but I feel like this has been put on a back burner for a long time, and I really want it, so I'm just gonna get it, and it's just gonna be what it is.
So what did you splurge on, if you don't mind sharing?
I got a treadmill.
Oh, okay.
I love to run. Like that's my exercise of choice. That's how I like to work out. I like to run, but I don't really like to do it outside. For one, I watch too much ID channel, so I don't feel safe. And I just really don't like being outside in the elements like that. It's just not my thing, and I don't really care for elliptical machines. I just like to run. I like to walk. I like the freedom of movement. And I've been wanting a treadmill for a very long time, and I just finally went ahead and got it.
Well, look at that.
So I just did that, and I'm going to be doing a 5K in March. So I'm like, I need to go ahead and get it so I can like train and be ready for that, because I'm not going to run outside. And doing all my other workouts are really not going to get me conditioned the way that I need to be for the 5K. So,
well, I'm trying to do the opposite of splurging. I'm trying to be conservative in my spending.
Yeah, so, like I've been conservative for so long. And
even with me having an upcoming trip, I'm still going to try to be as conservative as possible.
Yeah.
Like I don't really, because I've been to New York a few times, I don't really have to like overspend. It's just going to be on food and whatever our activities are.
Yeah.
I don't really need to shop. So that's just, I have a budget set, and that's just that.
Well, splurge on your trip. Get one thing.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I spend a little bit too much on a drink or something.
Well, I can't drink right now, so.
Well.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
But I'll have fun.
Yeah. New York is fun. I haven't been, but it's fun. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. She hasn't been, but she said it's fun.
It's got to be fun, right? It's New York.
Yeah, it's going to be my third time going.
Yeah.
So. But I think I'll have new experiences, because I believe we're going to go to Harlem, and that is somewhere I wanted to go the last two times, but just didn't have time because New York City, you know, it's just extremely huge.
Yeah.
And as much as we packed into the last two trips, or the last two times that I went, still couldn't get everything done that we wanted to get done. So I think this trip will bring some new experiences, or get to visit some places that I didn't get to visit in my previous two trips. So I'm excited, starting the year off with a trip.
All right. Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Nope. But I'm going to feel it financially.
That's all right. You'll get it back. It'll come back.
Yeah, it needs to come back. It sure does. But that's all we have for you guys on this episode.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely. You can follow us or you can follow me, Chelsea, at Chelsea_Diamond_ on Instagram.
You can follow me, Robin, at NC Virgo on Instagram. I had to think about like what? Yeah, at NC Virgo on Instagram.
And you can follow our podcast page at sugarandspice_ podcast on Instagram. We are listed on Spotify and Apple. We have a YouTube channel, and we have a Facebook page,
which is Sugar and Spice Podcast.
Yep.
So yeah, check us out. Let us know. keep listening. Thank y'all, as always, for listening. And what is she over here?
I'm dancing because I know our ready. Song is about to come.
Yeah, for those of y'all who can't see, Chelsea is over here getting it in.
Hey, 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 it's the podcast life. Hey, hey,
it's the podcast life. Hey, hey, it's the podcast life. Hey, hey, with sugar and spice. Hey, hey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.